Today is Monday, October 20th, approximately 12 p.m. God's time, 4 p.m. UTC for our Euros across the pond. What's up, boys? Looks like we're back.
Oh, now we're back. We're so back, dude.
Except for
Uh,
AWS, apparently.
Except for ETH. Sorry.
Shut up.
Hey, it's 4K.
Okay, so
4K
two
is a
weeks
good
ago,
price.
2 weeks ago, I wrote the newsletter. The Pico Top, 4,800, tickling 5K, and then Xi Jinping had to come on the show, his first public show, and had to call 1010 and absolutely nuke the markets. He single-handedly nuked the markets himself, as we all know. Xi Jinping had billions in collateral. CT
Yeah.
couldn't handle.
He was the
and
whale,
He
the bear
liquidated
whale.
it to buy more tea.
He liquidated you to buy kilos of tea, and now we sit bottom of the range. Not bottom of the range, but 4K flat. Bitcoin's doing just fine.
You were talking shit about ETH, but my bullish news signals are still going. We have the Huobi founder, Lee Lin, is set to launch a $1 billion Ether accumulator. Partnered with Avenir Capital. And they will buy up to $1 billion in ETH to put in their trust they're forming.
They're doing an accumulator. They're doing a structured product. Wow.
The accumulator.
Wow.
Nice.
For those who don't know, you get to buy the ETH lower than a spot price using options, which is good as it goes up. But if it goes down, you're also buying at that price. So I don't know. Let's say it's 4K right now. The accumulator is able to buy at 3,800, 3,900. But if it goes to 3K, you're still buying at 38, 3,900. So it's great in a bull market when things are going up. Hope that was like a good example of a little accumulator.
The accumulator. And then there's another one. Oh, you know what? This is the same news. It's talking about, Leland, Shenbo, and others aim to acquire a NASDAQ-listed vehicle to create a $1 billion Ethereum asset treasury. Bro,
I'm here for
I
it.
told you, as long as that news keeps rolling in, Cozy is bullish until November. Mid-November.
You got 2 weeks left.
Mid-November. Yeah, okay. I got 3 weeks.
You have
3
2 weeks
weeks,
left.
5K. Cozy's happy.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Qs and the SPOOs, Qs have pretty much erased that whole Friday nuke. I mean, it was 612, and right now it's 611. It went down a total of not even 5% on Friday, and the world was ending.
Let me pull this up. I need to find. Dude, gold rebounded back hard. Took a
Yeah, it's pumping
back
today.
43.48.
It's going for it.
It's going 5K gold, 5K ETH. I'm here for that.
There's some weird discrepancies for if you're a small guy and you're looking for some alpha. There's some discrepancies in PAXG in the spot price. So even this morning, or like let's say last week, right? On perps, it went absolutely retarded. But in spot, just today, there was like a $20 difference, $10 difference that you can play catch up. Either play catch up or you can catch the ARB and wait for it to come to zero in your trap.
Why are you giving that alpha? We should do that. We should make an bot for PAXG.
Yeah, you probably could just fucking do it with a small, simple bot. Like if it's with but when it's fucked up is like the other day it was like $80 over spot. So then you also have to code it to be the other way, right? Like you should be selling PAXG because it's over.
The chart looks like a bit different if you put it side by side.
It's because of fucking Xi Jinping was manipulating the chart last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What up,
I don't know if you
Ace?
said it was literally I think it hit 3,500, 3,600, something like that, and that 3,400, something insane. And then on the top end on Binance, PaxG perps, on spot was 5,100. So you have to be super careful of these illiquid derivatives. It didn't take that much to move it up to 5,100 on Binance. That's what liquidated everybody, and it wicked. I was talking with Ace live when it happened.
How come they have PaxG but they don't have XAUT like the Tether one?
They don't have Tether. I'm not sure actually. PaxG, the Paxos, everybody praises Paxos, but the Tether one is better.
I fucking hate
A lot of liquidity.
that.
The Tether one actually has a lot of liquidity on chain.
Cozy, not a fan of the Paxos.
Yeah. But people praise them, dude. People love them. I think the issue is when you start doing like derivatives and spot on it, and then it has like 6 million of liquidity, and you're like, okay, well, that's not enough. Clearly not enough. Dude, what happened, dude? We go live and fucking ETH nukes $100.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me for more tips.
This is ugly. It's hard to be bullish looking at this.
No, I wrote the newsletter today, but I don't want to spoil it too much. But it
Funny
was
saying that after what you said earlier.
It was somewhat of a bearish newsletter. So usually when I write a bearish newsletter, it's the fucking bottom. Okay, if you wanted some hope, and there was some big options coming in for the end of the year for the Santa rally that were pretty much around like that sweet 120K mark for Bitcoin, like 50 million of notional trade, pretty big.
Let's pull up this.
Does this count as a higher high or no?
Pull up the TA. Pull up, dude. Where's our chart, dude? I think
Here
we
we
need
go,
to
bro.
check in with our chart, bro.
I can look at these. I'm happy with these. I'm happy with the options flow right here. Got a couple bears for end of November, but that's good. That fits my thesis. End of October, 4,200. This guy end of November, 5,000 with 6,600 contracts. 5K. I like that guy. Me and him, we're gonna get along.
Dude, you know what I think is that we need to pull up. I need to regurgitate it. Is the Bitcoin cycle chart. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but it's always accurate and never wrong. All right. I think we're near the end.
Let me look.
I mean, there was that post that said how many days between each like bottom and each top, and
it's pretty spot
October
on.
6th, right?
I think you need to be out by now.
That was 4chan. That was some 4chan.
Yeah. Hey, but that was the top for now. That was the top.
What is it? Bitcoin halving cycle profit, and it only works. Yeah, dude, that's the one. It only works on like the weekend. Dude, we're getting close, bro. It's not good, dude. It's not good. You needed to start taking profit in January, 40 weeks ago. And you need to be out, dude, by November 3rd. The week of November 3rd. That's what it says. It's not great, bro. Not great.
I mean, February, April, we had
what are you talking about? No.
A mini bear market.
All right. Sell zone is between November 3rd and November.
Yeah, November 3rd. I'm on the weekly.
And is that the 2nd? November 3rd. Let's see.
If you hit November 10th, you went too far.
I think we go into December or January. Between January 2nd and November 3rd is the sell zone.
This year, for people that aren't.
Yeah. That's what
it's over, is what we're saying.
Isn't it funny though? This the days between each cycle, top and bottom, and October 6th was literally the top for Bitcoin as of right now.
No, that's the top, bro. You saw the chart. That was it. Come back in. You start your DCA 135 weeks after the halving, so you have like 1 year. So you want to start DCAing like next November is what it's saying.
We're still not done with October, so I think it can still pull something silly, like it did in 2021.
Oh, I wanted to host a debate or not a debate, but a roundtable with the 4-year cycle conversation. Because
First cycle peak November 1st is actually like when it's supposed to hit. Or yeah,
Hmm.
November 1st. According to this one, the Bitcoin cycle chart here.
Hmm.
mhm,
2 weeks.
you had your chance.
Who
You had
made
your
this?
chance.
What account is this?
DJing.
ADK analysis.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
But dude, it's always accurate, which I think is funny because we brought it up like almost a year ago, or 6-8 months ago, and it's spot on. What about the trenches, Denton? Tell me a little bit about the trenches, because why would you want
I've
to trade all?
been
chat.
I've been on Zora a little bit.
Because it just plunged. Don't know if we can see chart. Oh, you know what? My bad. Here we go. You can see the chart, bro.
No, you had the. Oh, that's the one. No, that one's ugly, dude. Pull this one up. Can you pull up a screenshot?
This one? You like this one?
No. I got the better one, dude. The better one.
I like that Black Swan.
Just wait. It's pulling up on the Eden.
Marty's uploading it at light speed.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Why
He's
it's so
using his
slow.
fucking
There you go. Jesus.
AWS.
Starlink
Jesus.
AWS.
Yeah. Brought to you by AWS. Look at that, dude. It's over.
This bring it up.
Save it in Safari. Well, you do have like.
Dude, but that's like terrible timing with the little bear market we had. If you started taking profit while everything was nuking, that's like because Trump like made that shit up.
Yeah, but look at the other one. Look at the other one. The one before it dropped, 30% or 50%.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Screen.
So maybe when it says start taking profit, just sell everything.
Yeah.
This next time.
Just turn on the TWAP sell instantly. Market sell.
There's one market Marty was showing.
That's the one, dude. Yep. Mm-hmm. Like it's over, dude. That's on.
Profit end.
That's awful.
So the halving, the profit taking, the profit ending, the DCA, when you need to be DCAing, and then the next halving. So
I need an update on this chart.
Yeah, keep it going.
When's my next DCA?
November next year.
I'm going to buy based on this chart for the next cycle and see how it works out.
We should just do a bot, dude. Just like when it updates on the days, we start buying.
I would happily fund that.
I respect the people that just buy a little bit before the halving and just sell.
I respect the people that just buy like $30 a day.
Yeah,
and it
day,
probably
out
trades everybody, right?
Those guys are up like $8 million in the last fucking years.
Yeah,
they're totally out trading the whole market by literally doing nothing.
Imagine just if you buy $50 of like the top 5 tech stocks and Bitcoin and ETH just every day.
Like you never looked at the chart. You just happily bought. You happily stacking sats, $30 worth a day, up fucking millions of dollars while people are necking on crypto Twitter because they used leverage for the first time.
Dude, people need to lay out the leverage, dude.
People do. Bro, we've been saying that for a very long time. I remember the beginning of the cycle. I had quite a few friends that blew up a handful of times over and over again. And I put some tweets out about it, just like that. I put out some stats. I was a stat guy for the time.
And
it was showing how unprofitable it is to actually trade perps and like why you just should not And like I'm a victim of it. I do every once in a while. I've done it live here with you guys. But it is like it is very clear. Like, you know, it's not that I'm just doing it to do it. It's like very clear overbought. We're watching the chart go straight up, and it's like, yeah, I mean, this is a major, this is totally unsustainable. And then I'm out before fucking, you know, I get off the computer for the day. There's no sleeping in my perp positions. There's no fucking leaving shit open.
Yeah,
Like,
it's insane. People do that.
I just saw something today, like Andrew Kang, he's been liquidated for like 151 million on ENA, ETH, and BTC because they thought it was like 50, and then they tracked the wallets over. It was like 150 or some shit.
James Lynn was
Jesus.
liquidated again.
It's like, dude.
Jesus.
Same with Machi. Machi went from having, I mean, granted, he stole half of it, but he went from having like 55 million in his portfolio to he doesn't even have $1 million in liquid coins right now. He's got 201 illiquid Bored Ape JPEGs, and he's got fucking like 800K in liquid coins. Like
More than Ramser, though.
you know,
No,
it's
but
also-
they're down like $50 million, and you're like, guys, like this is, at this point, it's just fucking gambling. Like they have no edge, they have no alpha, unless they're doing it on a centralized exchange like the other leg, like it's a funding play. But still, you don't let it get liquidated, and you lose on that. You need to close out efficiently, and you can be liquidated. But if you're liquidated on one leg, you're paying more fees and liquidation fees. You're getting worse execution. Just letting one leg go to liquidation doesn't mean that you profited. You can
You gotta
hold this
remember,
crazy
Grant,
funding trade, but you got so fucked.
he was running a fund before. He had tons of seed deal flow. He was trading like all the DeFi shit. Like a lot of those guys just went heavy with size and a lot of DeFi, early DeFi stuff. Made a bunch on NFTs. Like they completely raped a ton of markets early on because they had size when everyone else didn't. And now they're losing it all because they're shit traders. Like, you know, when you make all your money from seed investments and like taking advantage of the low liquidity sectors of the market that come around and are strictly like attention fueled. We'll
You're
say
either first or you're last. That's it.
Yeah. It's like when you play around in those markets with size, you can control the flow. Like I don't have size, but there have been some mediums, not majors, but like mediums that came around that were very high profile. And because of how not necessarily illiquid, but because of how few venues the tokens were available to trade on, I was able to control order flow in some of the books for a little bit. Like I remember on STG, it was literally me, Sicarius, Jeebus that were running the fucking might have been Curve, like the Curve pool, and then FTX was the only other venue. So it was like if you were using Parsec, which not sponsored by them or anything, but love that product. If you were trading on chain at the time and you weren't using Parsec, you are fucking like literally you're a fish in the fucking ocean. Like you have no idea what's swimming around you. But when you use Parsec, you're able to see in real time who's got what type of size, who's trading what, when they were trading, who's follow trading them, you know, like you can fucking see everything. So it's very easy to start predicting flow by the actions you would make, especially if you were dumping size. Like I fat fingered one time. I meant to buy like a 6-figure.
How many copy trader bots got rinsed because you fat fingered?
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, it was actually kind of hilarious. Like I meant to sell like 100,000 worth of it, and I meant to buy 100,000 tokens, and I sold $100,000 worth of the token, and it nuked, and then just like you saw the cascade happening. Like other people that were watching our wallets saw, oh, this big guy sold, and then it just started going down. Then Sicarius played plunge protection. He came in and bought, and then immediately his copy traders came in, fucking bought up some more. Other people came in, And I was bullish at the time. So I ended up buying back, and I lost like 20 grand having to buy back the fucking, tokens. But that was the thing. Like, you could see what was happening. And it wasn't until FTX started playing around in there that there started becoming some irregularities. But the thing was that the FTX books were so liquid that you could see what was going to trigger them to come over, right? Like, you would do something in the curve books, and then you would see the bots on FTX react to try to stabilize price and cut out the arb. And so you could go over there right after they made their move, and you could, kind of play around a bit. It was a good time. But
DeFi is Ken Griffin's wet dream. He doesn't even need to pay for order flow. It's
But dude,
all
I
there
told you
for him for free.
just like after you experience stuff like that and you kind of understand the dynamics of like how these bots, market makers and such are working across multiple exchanges and have an understanding for like the liquidity dynamics, it's why I still, even to this day, with all of the institutional interest and money coming in, I still think Bitcoin is a liquid, because it's not that it's a liquid as a whole. Sure, the market cap's huge, but when you go
Once you
per
have
exchange,
hundreds of exchanges, hundreds of exchanges,
yeah, all
hundreds
that
of different
liquidity-
prices. Even if it's a dollar difference, it's still a huge difference.
Yeah, it's still
where,
a huge
like-
arb that you can take, and like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like, once people like understand that, then they kind of understand why I think the way that I think about like liquidity, and why even our majors, Bitcoin, ETH, and stuff, I think are highly illiquid, because you can do
Well-
that. You can find some exchange that has little enough liquidity there to where your bag can make an impact on certain moves, or your bias can shift bias on that exchange.
Yeah,
Now,
you
that's
can't
why
do
you
that
get
with
10-10.
major stocks. You can do that with big stocks.
Yeah, Grant, exactly. Like, liquidity is so fragmented across these exchanges that you're able to, you could pick a few venues that you want to play on, and your moves could significantly impact what's happening there. And then of course, like some of the major exchanges, they're not going to care unless it's a really significant move. But if you're just trying to scalp and catch arbs here and there, it's not extremely difficult to create those price disparities.
Well, that leaves me with the next question. So I had a conversation. It's in the newsletter too, but I had a conversation recently with my buddy who's quite sharp, and he was, we were talking about 4-year cycles, the market cycle. He essentially thinks we're like in late cycle, not just in crypto, but in the world, and late cycle in TradFi can be a decade, right? But with the 4-year crypto cycle, I'm in the camp like fiat's going to zero, so in the long run it's going to work out. But for Bitcoin, but maybe nothing else. But he thinks that if the whales believe that there's a 4-year Bitcoin cycle, that they'll just create one, if that makes sense. That
Yeah, I
they'll go
don't
off
think that-
of this shit, like this dumb chart, and like, oh my God, there's a halving, there's so many days after, like that they're just accustomed to a 4-year cycle, and that the whales control it, and that they'll just fictitiously create one. He wasn't saying
I
that
think
they
it's
were going to
very
manipulate
possible.
it, but
Because of exactly what I was just talking about, right? Like, they very well can create downward price action by following their own strategy, right? Like
or their own
pattern
bias.
of selling and
Yeah.
buying. Because this isn't the stock market. We already saw what happens, right? When like there are big swift moves on one of the major exchanges, and if they all decide Binance is the venue that they're selling on, and they all start selling, yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy, exactly. It happens. So I'm not, even though we have people like
Suzu.
No. We just had him on. I'm trying to think. Fucking SpongeBob. Slurp, who thinks like cycles are over. Like, there are no more cycles. I love you. I am still like on the fence about whether that's actually true, because of the self-fulfilling prophecies. Like, And also because of like the attention ping pong game, like people get tired of things, people move on to other things, and it takes about 4 years, for them to come back.
To forget.
It's usually like 2.5, right? Like it's 2.5 years of like fucking fuckery, and then people start trailing back in.
It's not just that, it's also that people have, or everything has like its cycle, right? We've said it like 3 weeks in a row now. Like gold was fucking down 50% and flat over 10 years, and now all of a sudden everybody's lining up to buy physicals. Like, what point of the cycle are we in? It's closer to late cycle than early. You had 10 years to buy gold. Of course, gold probably goes up forever, but you just saw from August to now, I think it's like 30% or 40% in like 2 months. Like, that's insane. I think it's a $30 trillion asset, right? If you go back to 2022, 2023, sure, like it was 2K, it's doubled since, but it really only broke out this year in March. If you bought March, you did, I don't know, 130%, 140%, something like that. But even if you just bought in the summer, you're mega up still. Now you have everybody chasing. Like, what point of the cycle is it of people standing in line to buy fucking physicals? Like, sure, it probably goes to 5K, but it's not going to 10K tomorrow. Like, we're not seeing this crazy influx. You still can probably move some stuff like platinum or palladium, some other markets where people aren't paying attention as much. I think platinum's even outperformed gold, but it's kind of like an emerging market. You have to time it. Like, I don't know, if you look at Brazilian stocks, if you look at EWZ, which is the MSCI ETF, like, it's fucking down fucking for years. If you go look back, like 2020, it's down, I don't know, something insane, like down 40%. Okay, but this year, the US had mega issues. The USD's down 10% in the first 6 months of the year, and EWZ is up like, I don't know, 30, 40%. Like, it outperformed fucking ETH. Yeah, but if you were to hold that for 5-10 years, maybe you don't fucking outperform. But you have to time this kind of stuff. So when people have goldfish brain, and you're saying 2 years, I think in the larger scheme of things, it's probably like 5-10 years. That you can, like, will people care about gold in 6 months? Probably not. If gold goes back down to 3K, all those fucking people that lined up are gonna sell. It's over.
You think they're gonna bother?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to
Peter Schiff.
I want to get their actual handle right. Let me find what his company is. But shout out to Watch King. If any of you crypto people are looking for precious metals and you're looking for a nice OTC broker, Prosperity Time, definitely reach out to him.
Larry the Cucumber.
Yeah, not something that I did personally, but I have some good friends and family who have used them, and all great things that have been said about them. All verified and trusted by.
He needs to go back and do those Solana raffles, dude. He single-handedly pumped the price of Solana by raffling off APs and Rolexes for $20 tickets.
I should have done that back then. Got myself a new one in the collection. But
he sells, the watch is $20K. He sells $40K worth of tickets. CT's happy. He's happy. Good one. Good raffle.
Yeah, I saw one of his colleagues talking about physical gold and metals, and a friend of mine reached out and asked if I could plug him. So it was like really fast too. I think within like 3 days, transaction had been complete and like physical metals had been received by the buyer. So and I've had confirmation by quite a few people. So
no, everybody buys watches from the Watch King. I've had some
before him. There was Aladdin. Like Aladdin was the watchman before, and he still does his thing. But yeah, then Watch King came out, and he really
I think Aladdin's just in the Dubai. That's why I think he moved to Dubai.
So for the Euros and people in the Middle East,
Aladdin is on top.
Aladdin is on top, and for the US, got to hit up the Watch King.
Larry the cable guy, the cucumber, is on top.
Larry the Watch Cumber.
The watch cumber. All right, price predictions for ETH.
Oh, I already told you. 5K and Cozy's a happy camper.
5K, then 1K.
No, I
Ooh.
think, bro, it'd probably be like 1,800 or some shit.
I don't know. Like, it's just insane to me just looking back this year that it went to 1,400. I feel like I dissociated from the fact that actually happened.
Okay, so you're saying that retail has a goldfish brain of 5 months?
Yeah.
Because people forget 1,400, but it had
crazy.
that.
I mean, it's crazy, dude. Like
5K mega run.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not. It's amazing for anyone who bought it. I grabbed some myself, but it's still insane that it went down so low when Bitcoin was like 77K.
Went down to 13.
Bitcoin never even touched the previous 69K all-time high, and meanwhile,
Yeah, it didn't even
Ethereum
get close.
fucking collapsed. Like, I really thought 2K would be the floor, like just hard floor at that point.
Well, if you bought the top 1,500 days ago in November 2021, 1,446 days or something, you're down 18%. So while Build-A-Bear fucking is up 2,000%. So let's put that into perspective. ETH is also a fucking 70 vol asset. So people forget when you're trading super fucking high vol products, the shit fucking moves. That's why you're trading it. That's why you're here. That's why you're here for outsized returns and outsized moves. But when it goes to the upside, of course, everybody's happy. But when it goes to the downside, that was a mega drawdown. I was with you, like 2K, 2,500, and then that thing just fucking nuked, like 1,800. I was surprised that we didn't even get under 100K on the Bitcoin on 1010. We hit like 3,400 on ETH. That's not that far away. $500 away. Could definitely fill the wick again. But right now we're sitting at December highs, March highs last year, and May highs from 2021. I think it's either now or never turn into the next fucking Uniswap token. Just down. If we don't get above this year, the crypto experiment has failed. Because next year you have some actual issues with the US. You have actual inflation that's coming. Maybe no more rate cuts. Maybe they have to pause. You have to navigate those waters when we get there. So now or never is my thesis. For ETH, for Bitcoin, sure, but for ETH, and of course, alts are fucking dead. Why would you trade alts when you can fucking trade anything else? Right now, today.
Depends on the market, right? You trade alts because they give you outsized returns compared to majors in their short period of time where they're harnessing the most attention.
Well, the attention span is gone.
Alts? The real question is, why would you hold alts for an extended period of time over just holding majors?
Over 5 minutes. Why would you hold alts for over 5 minutes?
I like when my trade ends in like one day, then I don't have to think about it.
I think that's a good rule, Cozy, that you brought up earlier. Don't hold leverage overnight. For anybody who's looking to start trading.
Some of these people, remember in September when we dipped a little? These leverage traders were acting like their life is ruined, and I'm looking at the trading view and ETH is down 2% or something.
Yeah, it's down 1%.
Bitcoin's down 1.5%, and these people are like ripping their hairs out.
Denton, do you remember when the high for hype was $42 and it dipped to 38 and people were had literally lost their life savings?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they got liquidated. Yeah, it went to zero.
Yes.
Well, when you're
Insane.
on fucking 50x leverage, 20x
It was
leverage.
like $4, and these people are acting like their house is burning and there's an earthquake.
It's fucking
Well, that's
weird.
what's good about coin margin contracts. When it goes up, you're double dipping on the way up. You know, your Bitcoin's up, your trades are up, you're making more Bitcoin. But when shit goes down, dude, you're double dipping to the fucking downside.
Yeah.
You have to be careful for that. ETH
Sure.
is making new lows. Xi Jinping wishes you the best. 39.50. But it did okay. So it went 10.10. Okay, if you go through the playbook, Monday was 4,800. That last 2 weeks ago. That Friday was the wick, the 10.10, 3,400, 3,500, depending on what exchange, 3,600. If you got the Pico bottom, you're up mega. Let's say you didn't even get the Pico bottom, you got like 3,800. We ran 3,800 to 4,300. We ran like 15%, even if you didn't catch like the major wick, right? And you just caught the bulk of the move. And now it's just been down only. But it's not like we didn't see we saw a 15% move. We saw a 10% ETH in one day. Like we saw a outsized return on the way up. And everybody was hating on Xi Jinping that it didn't go to 10K, but it did fucking do 20% in like a couple hours, 10% in a couple hours. So
Yeah.
keep trading, don't get liquidated. Maybe spend some time off CT for the over leveraged degens. I had a buddy, shout out to my buddy, who got fucked, unfortunately. I think he had Bitcoin as collateral. Bitcoin went down and his trades went down. And how it works on Bybit or Binance or anything, when you're holding collateral in coin and you're trading other things, your P&L is in USDT, but you're holding Bitcoin as collateral and you don't need to sell it unless you go negative in your USDT balance. So he actually had to fucking sell Bitcoin to cover the fucking essentially like margin call. He was negative on the trading portfolio. So don't fucking get rinsed.
Do not get rinsed. That's Marty's words of wisdom today. All right, boys, we will catch you back on Wednesday. Like Marty said, don't get rinsed out there, and you must believe. We need everyone to collectively believe for Cozy.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get in the cabal for the ETH cabal, and just tell them a new psyops. There's ETH halving cycles or something. Like we need to.
You just need to convince boomers of it.
We just need to convince Kobe that it's happening.
Reach out to the boomers.
And what about the DAT guy? The fucking, you want to rap on that? The DAT guy. He said that the DAT move is over.
The DAT guy said the DAT move is over?
Yeah, Tom Lee.
Oh, Tom Lee. Good.
I didn't catch it in context. Of course, they just clipped the worst part and put it out in a tweet. But he said the DAT cycle or whatever is over. You haven't seen a new one raising. You saw the accumulator for ETH, but no more DATs. They all launched in 10 days, and then that was it. Oh. It only works when it goes up. When ETH is going up, they can only raise money when it's going up. When it's down, nobody gives a fuck. It's down 1% today, dude.
No more raises for DATs.
Yeah, DATs are over for the foreseeable.
I knew that shit was going to end. It's going to be painful to watch them all actually explode.
Same with the Bitcoin one. You were the one who said that. It's just a cash grab. You have all these people that aren't even related to Bitcoin, and they're launching treasury asset companies, and just doesn't make any sense. And of course,
dude, it makes sense when it is your reserve currency, right? When it's your base asset, like you're building a company on Ethereum. It makes sense because your fees that you're going to take in are Ethereum. So that's your dollar. But when you're a fucking regular company that deals in dollars, why are you going to take all of those dollars and shove it into a risk asset that you have no use for other than speculation? It doesn't make any sense to me.
There was one. It was a fucking cleaning company, and they were buying Doge or something. Like there was signs. Okay, I don't want to hear that there weren't any signs. There were signs. Okay.
I mean, the sign was Robert Leshner buying a fucking a liquor company and getting his shares diluted to shit when he tried to take it over by some Chinese, investors or some like Chinese stock dilution scam.
Nice.
Like that was the that was the
Pico
sign
top.
that, like, this isn't going to end well for a lot of people. So, all right, we'll see you back on Wednesday, folks.
Wednesday we got Trader Main, big neck.
We got old neck.
The good old thick neck on.
Good old thick neck coming on the stream. Talk about them breakout trades. I will say I'll give them some props then, but just some props now.
No pun intended.
Dude, him and Cred dealt with so much bullshit about about breakout for the longest time because people don't understand what prop trading is. And they're like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, sure, it doesn't make sense to you, but for a lot of people it does. And we're getting shit on about their fees and the cost and all this kind of shit. And then they get bought by get acquired by
one of the biggest and most legitimate exchanges, just a full-on acquisition.
Yeah. So huge
shout
out to them for if that teaches anyone anything. If there's a lesson to be learned from that, it is don't listen to CT. If you have a vision to build something, just fucking focus on it, build it. Like, we've been doing that for the last 4 years. Everyone's like, oh, no one's going to use options. There's perps, which sure, a lot of people use perps. They're much easier. They're like a fucking lotto ticket. And
then look at Deribit. They got bought by fucking Coinbase.
I was just going to say, but then you have Deribit that gets bought by Coinbase
for billions.
Look at TradFi options volume compared to crypto. It's totally mismatched. Like it's only a matter of time. And I
think we're like 1%. We're like not even 1%. Crypto options are not even 1% of the notional traded in TradFi. TradFi, the options notional volume traded is more than dated futures, more than spot, more than anything. It runs the fucking market. But the market needs to mature. The market needs to mature. So I think we're still early in that sense, but like, I love structured products. That's my little side hobby that I like. But we need 5-year contracts, 10-year contracts, to do stuff like this, where when we have 1-year contracts.
Maybe the recent wipeout will teach some of these people a lesson.
I will say
unless you sold puts.
Yeah.
I don't like the narrative that some people have been putting out about like, that you straight up can't get liquidated when using options, because it's kind of a half truth, right? Like you can get liquidated if you're using margin, but if you just buy an option, you're not going to get liquidated.
Yeah. If you were short short puts, you were down like 5,000% on some of those at the money. Like if you didn't have margin to fucking cover it, you were down mega. But if you had some sold call, it depends on your whole book. It's also very different. Like people were pinging me like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, dude, I have hundreds of options. They all work together. We're short a bunch of calls that were down 5,000, but we're up fucking 100% instantly on a bunch of short calls. We have various dates. We have various expiries. We have auto delta hedging on some scenarios like that. Like options land was probably best to trade there on 10-10 on that crash, because honestly, makers just fucking pulled liquidity. MMP, market maker protection, they just stopped quoting. They let shit come back to reality. Spot and perps fought out the war, and then as soon as things were stable, and you didn't get really liquidated on that unless you were short puts, but like you're not getting these crazy wicks in options prices. They're moving, but the mark price is just moving and there's no quotes. So you couldn't even get out if you wanted to. I think the only thing you could do if you were short puts was fucking hedge, delta hedge or buy spot. That was the only thing you could have done. Took like an hour for options to get back online. Options land is best because there's nothing you can do. So either you need to think about those kinds of moves before and prepare for those kinds of moves, or it's really hard. Like if you're just short one put contract, you got totally fucked. But if you have a whole book of options, you're already delta hedged. Depends on what you're doing. If you're trading or for market making. I think it's good for the last thing for the fucking retail to read some of the Sinclair books. He talks about like trading options for retail, and it's not about a view today and what the market is going to do right now today. He's putting on manual trades for the quarter or for the year. But
Intention.
yeah, trade with intention for that size or for that amount of time and putting the right size on. And you don't have to sit there and baby the position every single day if your view is right. You know, short ball for the whole year, long ball for the quarter, price directional, putting on a call spread for the quarter, putting on a put spread for the quarter. You know, you can size into those larger trades and not have to sit there all fucking day. You can go outside, guys. There is a real world outside if you were curious, if you didn't know. So that's all I got, fellas. Gold is up.
Grand, you help me
Wow.
raise more money, and then we'll be able to hire you.
All right, fellas. See you Wednesday. Thick neck Wednesday.
We got to 800.
Adios.
A lot.